Hello everyone, my name's Rayne and we're gonna play Apollo
I believe that this nation should commit itself
11.
to achieving the goal, before this decade is out, of landing a man on the moon and returning him safely to the Earth. No single space project in this period will be more impressive to mankind or more important for the long-range exploration of space, and none will be so difficult or expensive to accomplish.
So we're gonna do interactive. Loading, loading, loading.
No man can fully grasp how
Whoa.
far and how fast we have come. But condense,
Look
if
at
you will,
this.
the 50,000 years of man's recorded history in a time span of but a half a century.
Lovely.
Stated in these terms, we know very little about the first 40 years, except at the end of them, advanced man had learned to use the skins of animals to cover them. Then about 10 years ago, under this standard, man emerged from his caves to construct other kinds of shelter. Only 5 years ago, man learned to write and use a cart with wheels. Christianity began less than 2 years ago. The printing press came this year. And then less than 2 months ago, during this whole 50-year span of human history, the steam engine provided a new source of power. Newton explored the meaning of gravity. Last month, electric lights and telephones and automobiles and airplanes became available. Only last week did we develop penicillin and television and nuclear power. And now, if America's new spacecraft succeeds in reaching Venus, we will have literally reached the stars before midnight tonight. This is a breathtaking pace, and such a pace cannot help but create new ills as it dispels old. New ignorance, new problems, new dangers. Surely the opening vistas of space promise high costs and hardships, as well as high reward. So it is not surprising that some would have us stay where we are a little longer, to rest, to wait. But this city of Houston, this state of Texas, this country of the United States was not built by those who waited and rested and wished to look behind them.
Pretty, science history,
For the eyes of the world now look into space, to the moon, and to the planets beyond. And we have vowed that we shall not see it governed by a hostile flag of conquest, but by a banner of freedom and peace. The exploration of space will go ahead, whether we join in it or not. And it is one of the great adventures of all time. Those who came before us made certain that this country rode the first waves of the Industrial Revolution, the first waves of modern invention, and the first wave of nuclear power. And this generation does not intend to founder in the backwash of the coming age of space. We mean to be a part of it we mean to lead it. Its hazards are hostile to us all. Its conquest deserves the best of all mankind. And its opportunity for peaceful cooperation may never come again. But why, some say, the moon? Why choose this as our goal? And they may well ask, why climb the highest mountain? Why, 35 years ago, fly the Atlantic? Why does Rice play Texas? We choose to go to the moon. We choose to go to the moon.
Sorry if I'm being too quiet, but I just wanted to...
We choose to go to the moon in this decade and do the other things, not because they are easy, but because they are hard. Because that goal will serve to organize and measure the best of our energies and skills. Because that challenge is one that we're willing to accept, one we are unwilling to postpone, and one we intend to win when the others do.
Houston, Tranquility Base here. The Eagle has landed.
Roger, Tranquility. We copy you on the ground. You got a bunch of guys about to turn blue. We're breathing again. Thanks a lot.
I think the momentous most thing that I can recall about that particular day was the opportunity while my two friends here were being put into the spacecraft to stand alone by myself out there and look at the rocket and the quietness and see the sun come up and the waves rolling in and the evidence of the millions of people watching, but nothing specific and just so quiet, and to realize that indeed such a contrast was going to take place, all the frantic activity preparing the rocket, but it was so quiet up there for me personally, and that in a very few moments we were going to be departing in a great roar and off for a momentous event.
Hi, buds.
I thought we had a 90% chance of getting back safely to Earth on that flight, but only a 50-50 chance of making a successful landing on the first attempt. There's so many unknowns in that descending from lunar orbit down to the surface that had not been demonstrated yet by testing. It's a risk-reward equation, and you're able to accept a level of risk so long as it's commensurate with the reward that you will get by achieving the goal that you're after.
So we just got off the elevator. Now it's loading. It is the end. It's the end. Oh, whoa. This is...
T-minus 1 minute, 35 seconds on the Apollo mission, the flight to land of the first men on the moon. All indications coming in to the control center at this time indicate we are go. 1 minute, 25 seconds and counting. Our status board indicates the third stage completely pressurized. 80-second mark has now been passed. We'll go on full internal power at the 50-second mark in the countdown. Guidance system goes on internal at 17 seconds, leading up to the ignition sequence at 8.9 seconds. We're approaching the 60-second mark on the Apollo 11 mission. T-minus 60 seconds and counting. We passed T-minus 60. 55 seconds and counting. Neil Armstrong just reported back. It's been a real smooth countdown. We passed the 50-second mark. Power transfer is complete. We're on internal power with the launch vehicle at this time. 40 seconds away from the Apollo 11 liftoff. All the second stage tanks now pressurized. 35 seconds and counting. We are still go with Apollo 11. 30 seconds and counting. Astronauts report it feels good. T-minus 25 seconds. 20 seconds and counting. T-minus 15 seconds. Guidance is internal. 12, 11, 10, 9. Ignition sequence start. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. All engine running. Liftoff. We have a liftoff. 32 minutes past the hour. Liftoff on Apollo 11. Tower clear.
We got a roll program.
Neil Armstrong reporting the roll and pitch program, which puts Apollo 11 on proper heading. Plus 30 seconds.
Roll complete and ignition provision.
It's gonna happen.
One round.
Altitude's 2 miles.
Huh?
Apollo 11 Houston, you're good at 1 minute.
Downrange 1 mile. Altitude 3, 4 miles now. Velocity 2,195 feet per second.
11 Houston, thrust is go. All engines, you're looking good. Hi, Roger, you're loud and clear, Houston.
We're through the region of maximum dynamic pressure now.
Red today.
11 Houston, your guidance is converged. You're looking good.
Set 8 miles downrange, 12 miles high. Velocity 4,000 feet per second.
Stand by for mode 1, Charlie. Mark, mode 1, Charlie. 1, Charlie.
Cliff Charlesworth taking a staging status.
This is Houston, you are go for staging. Tower's gone. Roger, tower. Board cutoff.
Inboard engines out.
I'm in board cutoff.
Oh. Red space. Oh, look, the pen's flying. Come on, I want to fly.
Houston, be advised the visual is go today. This is Houston, roger out. Yeah, they finally gave me a window to look out.
Pen. Oh. Pen floating. Whoa. Am I in the ship or am I outside the ship? No, I'm just here. Sounds pretty. This is pretty
I
cool.
think certainly to go as far away as the moon and look back on the Earth certainly does affect your perspective. And then when you see it, tiny as your thumbnail held out in front of you at arm's length.
Ship down
That sort of
there.
gets your attention. A beautiful sight, tiny, pristine, blue and white, very fragile-looking object, shining like a beautiful little headlight out there in the black velvet of space. It does change your perspective. It makes you think that we have to take better care of this little fragile entity, because it is fragile.
Going closer to the ship.
Apollo 11, this is Houston. Slightly less than 1 minute to ignition, and everything is go.
Roger, Apollo 11's go.
Ignition. We confirm ignition, and the thrust is go. Apollo 11, this is Houston at 1 minute. Trajectory and guidance look good, and the stage is good.
Apollo 11.
We're showing velocity 35,570 feet per second. Apollo 11, this is Houston. Around 3.5 minutes. You're still looking good. Your predicted cutoff is right on the nominal.
Roger, Apollo 11's go.
I think that's the dolphin. That's
We're showing
the little
velocity
baby.
35,570 feet per second. Altitude 177 nautical miles. Apollo 11, this is Houston. You are go at 5 minutes.
Roger, Apollo 11's go.
Loading, 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 load. Oh, sorry if you have to see this, but just watching this.
Apollo 11, this is Houston. Your go for separation. Our system's recommendation is arm both spiral buses, over.
Okay, Spiral B coming armed. My intent is to use bottle primary one as per the checklist, therefore I just turned day on.
Roger, we concur with the logic.
Oh. Oh.
Hey, Neil, we need to rotate the spacecraft now.
What? Sorry. I'm probably doing this wrong. Kind of, maybe. Yeah.
Okay, we got the Eagle in view.
What? I'm sorry, guys. I am a noob.
Alright. Look, see that little reticle right there? See that reticle up there?
There?
You are ventured too far away.
Oh.
So what you're doing right now is you're spinning the craft around, and you're facing back to where you launched from, and you're docking with that module.
No.
You can skip it though if you want. You try it again?
Yeah. I'm pretty bad at this, guys.
Okay, we got the Eagle in view.
Okay.
Moving forward. $10 meters. 8 meters. 6. 5 meters. 3. 2 meters. 1 meter. And capture.
Apollo 11, this is Houston. Radio check, over.
Roger, we've got the high gain locked on now, I believe, auto tracking now.
Okay, you're coming in loud and clear, but Mike is just barely readable.
How is Neil? How are you reading, Mike?
Loud and clear now, Mike, and we understand that you are docked.
That's fine. Houston, we're ready for LEM ejection.
Roger, go for LEM ejection.
Thank you.
Oh.
Apollo 11, this is Houston, over.
Roger, Houston, Apollo 11, go ahead.
Roger, could you give us some comments on how the transposition and docking went, over?
Yeah, I thought it went pretty well, Houston, although I expect I used more gas than I've been using in the simulator, except for using a little more gas, and I'd be interested in your numbers on that. Everything went nominally.
This is Houston. Roger, we copy.
"4 days, 4 hours and 10 minutes. I think we're going to the moon because it's in the nature of a human being to face challenges. It's by the nature of his deep inner soul we're required to do these things. Oh, I didn't get to finish. Attitude. What's going on? Where's the ship? You always gotta find the ship. Maybe. Is that it? What's that? Does anyone think that looks like an eye? Just me.
Eagle, Houston, the alignment and the initialization look good to us, over.
Roger, thank you.
Eagle Houston, would you have Columbia go to the high gain, yaw 0, pitch -20, over?
There you go, 1 minute till take. You guys take care.
See you later. Apollo 11, Houston, we are go for undocking, over. Roger, understand. Roger, Eagle, undock. Roger, how does it look? The Eagle has wings. Roger.
Oh.
Eagle, Houston, we see you on the steerable, over.
I do believe you got thrusters on board that vehicle.
Okay, you've got it. Do it, native. Roger, let us know when you're ready to copy. We have a DOI pad and a PDI pad, over. Guidance says we're go. Coming up on 5 minutes to ignition, Gene Kran's getting a go, no-go for descent. Okay, all flight controllers, I'm going around the horn. Just going to make your go, no-goes based on the data you have for LOS. See, we got it back. Give you another few seconds. We're going, fine. Okay, retro, go. Fido, go. Guide, go. Control, go. Telcom, go. Ginsey, go. Ecom, go. Surgeon, go. Capcom, we're go to continue PDI.
That reminds me of the Death Star, that little crater. Okay. Okay. Hold up. This is weird. I'm probably gonna fail like this one. Or am I jinxing myself so I do it right? Nobody will know. As soon as somebody demonstrates, I don't know what the word, the art of flying, settlers from our species of man will not be lacking on the moon and Jupiter. Who would have believed that a huge ocean could be crossed more peacefully and safely than the narrow expanse of the Adriatic, the Baltic Sea, or the... Can't finish.
Altitude 5,200 feet.
Oh, I don't think I was supposed to do that. Why are we spinning? I don't think I did that right.
Altitude 4,200 feet. You're go for landing.
Oh
over.
no. Oh no. Do this right?
Roger, understand. Go for landing. 3,000 feet. Top alarm. 1201. 1201. Roger, 1201 alarm. Altitude 60. 4,700 feet. Roger. Very good. Roger, 1201.
Hmm. Ah. Try again. Let's do this. I just noticed that I pressed the wrong thing on the first thing. So, yeah. Okay, so... Okay. Maybe...
Altitude 5,200 feet. Altitude 4,200.
Houston, you're go for landing, over.
Yeah?
Roger, understand, go for landing. 3,000 feet. Stop alarm. 1201. 1201. Roger, 1201 alarm. 2,000 feet.
No.
Into the ag, 47 degrees.
Altitude 1,600.
47 degrees.
1,400 feet, still looking very good.
Roger, 1202, we copy you. 700 feet, 21 down. 35 degrees, 40 feet down, 400 feet down, 400 down.
What? How did I do that?
It tells you how fast you're going. That one was really hard. I couldn't even get that one.
I don't know. So, what? So it wants us to be like this, and then that, and then that.
Look at the right side.
So, okay, I think I get it now.
If you pass this, I'd be really impressed.
Altitude 5,200 feet.
Yes, I do.
Underneath that bar there, it says 165.9. That's how fast you're moving. And then if you look below that, zeros. That number is how much.
Altitude 4,200.
Houston, you're go for landing, over.
Oh, and that ball right there. You see that ball?
Yeah.
Like it's got a little lights that come up and down on it. That's showing like your relation to the surface. So like when it's right there in that.
Yeah.
Roger, understand, go for landing. 3,000 feet. Stop alarm. 1201. Roger, 1201 alarm. feet, 2,000 feet, into the ag, 47 degrees, roger, 47 degrees. Altitude 1,600. 1,400 feet, seconds, very good. Roger, 1202, we copy it. 700 feet, 21 down, 33 degrees. 540 feet down at 30. 400 feet down at 9. 300 feet down, 3.5. 47, 11, forward, down 93, 200 feet, 4.5.
Man, this is hard. Okay. So somehow we're gonna have to do this. Okay, so
Altitude 5,200 feet. Altitude 4,200. Houston, you're go for landing, over.
this is pretty hard.
Roger, understand, go for landing, 3,000 feet. Top alarm. 1201. 1201. Roger, 1201 alarm. Feet, 2,000 feet, into the ag, 47 degrees, roger.
I think I'm doing it.
47 degrees, altitude 1,600. 1,400 feet, still looking very good. Roger, 1202, we copy it. 700 feet, 21 down, 33 degrees. 540 feet down at 400 feet down at 9 feet down, 3.5. 11 forward, down 7
What? I was doing good that time. Ah. Ah. Okay, so first thing.
Altitude 5,200 feet. Altitude 4200. Houston, you're a go for landing, over. Roger, understand, go for landing, 3,000 feet. Top alarm. 1201. 1201. Roger, 1201 alarm. 2,000 feet. 2,000 feet.
Do I have to be over there?
47 degrees.
Altitude 1600.
37 degrees.
1400 feet, still looking very good.
Roger, 1202, we copy you. 700 feet, 21 down. 540 feet down. 400 feet down. 3.5.
Ah!
You should just skip it. Rayne.
One more time. I'm gonna try this one more time. Hey, why aren't you doing anything?
Altitude 5,200 feet. Altitude 4,200.
Houston, you're a go for landing, over. Roger, understand, go for landing, 3,000 feet. Top alarm. 1201. 1201. Roger, 1201 alarm. 2,000 feet. 2,000 feet. Into the ag, 47 degrees. Roger. 47 degrees.
Pretty much just looking at this ball thing.
1,400 feet, still looking very good.
Roger, 1202, we copy you. 700 feet, 21 down. 33 degrees. 540 feet down and 400 feet down and 9 feet down, 3.5. Up forward, 100 feet.
Crashed. Okay. I'm skipping. Sorry, guys. I'm skipping to cinema.
I'll leave it blue. Relay to us. See if they got me now. I got good signal strength in blue. Okay, you should have me now, Houston. Eagle, we got you now. It's looking good, over.
I feel bad. I can't do
Eagle,
stuff.
Houston, after yaw around, angled S-band pitch, -9er, yaw, +18.
Altitude 5,200 feet.
Manual attitude control is good. Roger, copy.
Altitude 4,200.
Houston, you're a go for landing, over. Roger, understand, go for landing, 3,000 feet. Top alarm. 1201. 1201. Roger, 1201 alarm. Where go, same type, where go. 2,000 feet, 2,000 feet. Into the ag, 47 degrees. Roger. 37 degrees. Eagle looking great, your go.
Altitude 1,600. 1,400 feet, still looking very good.
Roger, 1202, we copy it. 35 degrees. 35 degrees, 750, coming down to 23.
700 feet, 21 down, 33 degrees. 100 feet down at 19. 540 feet down at 30, down at 15. At 400 feet down at 9. Gate forward. 10 and 50 feet down at 4. 36 and a half down. They're tagged on horizontal velocity. 300 feet down, 3.5. 47 forward. On 1.5 down. 70. At the shadow up there. 50 down at 2.5. 19 forward. Altitude, velocity, light. 3.5 down. 220 feet. 13 forward. 11 forward, coming down nicely. 200 feet. 4.5 down.
Don't have
5.5
seats.
Within 60 feet, 6.5 down. 5.5 down. 9 forward. And 20 feet. 100 feet, 3.5 down. 9 forward. 5%. 185. Stay 75 feet. That's looking good. Down a half. 6 forward. 60 seconds. Lights on. Down 2.5. Forward. Forward. 40 feet down 2.5. Picking up some dust. 30 feet, 2.5 down. Straight shadow. 4 forward. 4 forward. Drift into the right a little. Down a half. 30 seconds. Forward. Contact light. Okay, engine stop. ATA at a descent. Mode control both auto. Descent engine command override off. Engine arm off. 413 is in.
We copy you down, Eagle.
Houston, Tranquility Base here. The Eagle has landed.
Roger, Tranquility. We copy you on the ground. You got a bunch of guys about to turn blue. We're breathing again. Thanks a lot.
Wah, 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 wah.
I'm at the foot of the ladder.
Surface
The 11 foot
of the
beds are
moon.
only depressed in the surface about 1 or 2 inches. Although the surface appears to be very, very fine grained as you get close to it. It's almost like a powder. Ground mass is very fine.
What type of metal is that?
I'm going to step off the limb now. That's one small step for man, one
Big.
giant leap for mankind.
Oh.
As the surface is fine and powdery, I can pick it up loosely with my toe. It does adhere in fine layers, like powdered charcoal, to the sole and sides of my boot. I only go in a small fraction of an inch, maybe an eighth of an inch, but I can see the footprints of my boots and the treads in the fine sandy particles.
Yeah, this is Houston. We're copying.
There seems to be no difficulty in moving around as we suspected. It's even perhaps easier than the simulations of 16G that we performed in various simulations on the ground. Absolutely no trouble to walk around.
First, in 1969 AD, we came in peace for all mankind. There's two. None there, none there. Oh. Ooh. Take photo. Okay.
Beautiful view. Isn't that something? Magnificent sight out here. Magnificent desolation. I'd like to evaluate the various paces that a person can traveling on the surface. Start to lose my balance in one direction, and recovery is quite natural and very easy. And moving arms around, Jack doesn't
Jump.
go off the surface.
Jump.
Not quite
Jump.
that light-footed.
Ooh. Hey.
You have to be careful that you're leaning in the direction you want to go, otherwise you slightly inebriate. In other words, you have to cross your foot over to stay underneath where your center of mass is. All right, you do have to be rather careful to keep track of where your center of mass is. Sometimes it takes about 2 or 3 paces to make sure that you've got your feet underneath you. And about 2 or 3 or maybe 4 easy paces can bring you to fairly smooth. Something interesting in the bottom of this little crater here.
What? Oh. That's cool. Hey, I like the music. Oh. Jackson, Mississippi.
Hello? Hello?
This is funny.
I've noticed several times in going from the sunlight into shadow that just as I go in, I catch an additional.
So yeah, why did that like invoke such an emotional response?
This is funny.
Well, you know, I mean, growing.
I believe I'm out of your field of view. Is that right now, Houston?
That's affirmative, Buzz.
Didn't know you could throw so far. You can really throw things a long way up here.
It's pretty fun.
My father gave a copy of the Desiderata to each of...
No, that's too loud.
Hey, Neil, didn't I say we might see some purple rocks? Find the purple rocks? Yep. Yeah, surface material, powdery. I don't know how good your lens is, but if you could smudges above.
Just say.
It has a stark beauty all its own. It's like much
Oh,
of
it
the
doesn't
high
let me
desert
through.
of the United States. It's different, but it's very pretty out here.
That's pretty funny that they put this here. Ugh.
Okay, it's quite dark here in the shadow and a little hard for me to see. I have good footing.
Galligator
I'll work my way
man.
over into the sunlight here without looking directly into the sun.
Anything else secret?
Tranquility Base, this is Houston. Could we get both of you on the camera for a minute, please?
And jump. And
I want to back up and partially close the hatch. Making sure not to lock it on my way out.
Do 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 do
My pocket open, Buzz? Yes, it is. It's not up against your suit, so hit it back once more. Or more toward the
Said
inside.
something about a purple rock.
Okay, that's good.
So I'm looking for a purple rock because I'm curious. Oh, I think I see something. It's probably just
a lot
gray
of
rock, but I'm
the
just
rock
checking.
samples out here, the hard rock samples, have what appear to be vesicles in the surface.
Oh.
Houston, roger out.
Oh, is that a purple rock? That's purple to me.
Incidentally, these rocks, very powdery surface.
Yeah, this looks like this.
Are you getting a TV picture now, Houston?
Neil, yes, we are getting a TV picture.
Oh. It's over here.
Neil, this is Houston. We're getting a picture. You're not in at the present time. We can see the bag on the LEC being moved by Buzz, though. Here you come into our field of view. Neil, this is Houston. Based on your camera transfer with the LEC, do you foresee any difficulties in SRC transfer over?
No. Oh, wow. Walls will never stop me.
Something interesting in the bottom of this little crater here.
No. I know, at least. Oh, what was that? Nope.
Decent engine did not leave a crater of any size. It has about 1 foot clearance on the ground. We're essentially on a very level place here. I can see some evidence of rays emanating from the descent engine, but very insignificant amount.
Neil, this is Houston.
Didn't know a baby went into space.
Hi, Roger. Houston, loud and clear.
Roger out.
So yeah, why did that like invoke such an emotional response?
Well, I mean, growing
It's a little difficult to dig through the crust. Very interesting. It's a very soft surface, but here and there where I plug with the contingency sample collector, I run into very hard.
I like how they put family
surface,
in
but it
here.
appears to be
Like funny, like that one
very
YouTuber.
cohesive,
I don't know who he is, but
material of the same sort.
My father gave a copy of the Desiderata to each of us kids to hang on our bedroom walls. I recall many quiet times sitting on my bed reading these words to myself. Go placidly amid the noise and haste, and remember what peace there may be in silence. As far as possible without surrender, be on good terms with all persons. Speak your truth quietly and clearly, and listen to others, even the dull and ignorant, they too have their story. Avoid loud and aggressive persons, they are vexations to the spirit. If you compare yourself with others, you may become vain and bitter, for always there will be greater and lesser persons than yourself. Enjoy your achievements as well as your plans. Keep interested in your own career, however humble. It is a real possession for the changing fortunes of time. Exercise caution in your business affairs, for the world is full of trickery. But let this not blind you to what virtue there is. Many persons strive for high ideals, and everywhere life is...
Oh no, I might have to listen to that all over again.
My father gave a copy of the Desiderata to each of us kids to hang on our bedroom walls.
So I think...
Back up and partially close the hatch.
I think if I listen to this all the way, then it will let me leave.
My father gave a copy of the Desiderata to each of us kids to hang on our bedroom walls. I recall many quiet times sitting on my bed reading these words to myself. Go placidly amid the noise and haste, and remember what peace there may be in silence. As far as possible without surrender, be on good terms with all persons. Speak your truth quietly and clearly, and listen to others, even the dull and ignorant, they too have their story. Avoid loud and aggressive persons, they are vexations to the spirit. If you compare yourself with others, you may become vain and bitter, for always there will be greater and lesser persons than yourself. Enjoy your achievements as well as your plans. Keep interested in your own career, however humble. It is a real possession for the changing fortunes of time. Exercise caution in your business affairs, for the world is full of trickery. But let this not blind you to what virtue there is. Many persons strive for high ideals, and everywhere life is full of heroism. Be yourself, especially do not feign affection.
It's a little difficult to dig through the crust. Very interesting. It's a very soft surface, but here and there where I plug with the contingency.
My father...
I don't know if it's done or not.
I'd like to evaluate the various paces that a person can traveling on the Earth's surface.
And go through me.
Is that right now, Houston?
That's affirmative, Buzz.
Look. Okay, I'm gonna do the moonwalk.
Be advised that
Bum, 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 bum.
a lot of the rock samples out here, the hard rock samples, have what appear to be vesicles in the surface.
Bum, bum, bum. I'm gonna jump.
Houston, roger out.
And there's a purple rock.
And incidentally, these rocks, very powdery surface, I
This one's, whoa. This one looks different. Oh. Moon is made of green.
Did not leave a crater of any size. It has about 1 foot clearance.
The moon is made of green cheese.
Very level place here. I can see some evidence of rays emanating from the descent engine, but very insignificant amount.
Whoa. Bows of cheese.
Neil,
Is a
this is
statement
Houston. Based on
referring
your
to
camera
a
transfer with the
financial
LEC, do you foresee
belief
any
that is
difficulties
moon
in
is
SRC
composed of
transfer?
cheese. In its original formulation is a proverb and metaphor for credulity with roots in fable.
Yes, it is. It's not
This
up against
refers
your suit. Go
to
hit it
the
back once more.
perception of a
More toward the inside.
simpleton who sees a
that's
reflection of the moon in water and mistakes it for a round round cheese wheel. It is widespread as a folkloric motif among many of the world's cultures, and the notion has always found its way into both children's folklore and a modern popular culture. The phrase green cheese in this proverb simply refers to a young cheese. Sometimes cream cheese is used, though modern people may interpret the color reference literally, like the crater here. There was never an actual historical popular belief that the moon is made of green cheese. It was typically used as an example of extreme cruelty, a meaning that was clear and commonly understood as early as 1638. To immerse yourself in this concept a bit further, watching Wallace and Gromit's Grand Day Out is highly recommended. I don't know why I read that. I just did.
Not quite that light-footed.
That's pretty cool. Wait, I'm gonna go to that purple rock because maybe that's gonna have information. Maybe I'm gonna go to this too.
You have to be careful that you're leaning in the direction you want to go, otherwise you... Neil is now unveiling the plaque that is... For those who haven't read the plaque, we'll read the plaque that's on the front landing gear of this LEM. There's two hemispheres, one showing each of the two hemispheres of Earth.
Purple rock.
Underneath it says, "Here men from the planet Earth first set foot upon the moon, July 1969 AD. It came in peace for all mankind." It has the crew members' signatures and the signature
When are we
of
gonna
the
put the flag down?
President of the United States. Oh, that looks beautiful from there, Neil. It has a stark beauty all its own. It's like much of the high desert of the United States. It's different, but it's very pretty out here.
Is this where they put it? Is this where they put it? Where
Something
they
interesting
put
in the
flag,
bottom
maybe?
of this little crater here.
Why can't I? Oh, I can. Oh.
Are you getting a TV picture now, Houston?
Neil,
I'm
yes,
not
we are
getting
getting
any
a TV
information
picture.
bubble things. I guess we're gonna go on the
Neil,
ship
this
again?
is Houston. We're getting a picture. You're not in at the present time. We can see the bag on the LEC being moved by Buzz, though. Here you come into our field of view.
Oh, this is where they put it.
Okay, Houston, I'm going to change lenses on you.
The Lunar Flag Assembly, or LFA, was a kit containing a flag of the United States, designed to be planted by astronauts on the Moon during the Apollo program. 7 such flag assemblies were sent to the Moon, 6 of which were planted, the exception being the one carried on Apollo 13, which had to abort its landing due to a serious spacecraft failure. The nylon flags were hung on telescoping staffs and horizontal bars constructed of 1-inch anodized aluminium tubes. The flags were carried on the outside of the Apollo lunar module, most of them on the descent ladder inside a thermally insulated tubular case to protect them from exhaust gas temperatures calculated to reach 2000 degrees Fahrenheit or 1090 degrees Celsius. 6 of the flags were ordered from a government supply catalogue and measured 3 feet by 5 feet. The last one planted on the Moon was slightly larger, at 6 foot wide, the flag which had hung in the Mission Operations Control Room in the Manned Spacecraft Centre for most of the Apollo programme.
Oh.
Neil, this is Houston, radio check, over.
Oh, another thing.
Hi, Roger. Houston, loud and clear.
Roger out.
Loud and clear, Houston.
Roger, Buzz.
There's a lot.
This is the solar wind composition experiment. The Sun continually emits a flux of electrically charged particles into space. This is termed the solar wind. The Earth's magnetic field prevents these charged particles from reaching the Earth's surface, although in the Earth's polar regions these particles can reach the upper part of the atmosphere, causing auroras. The Moon is outside the Earth's magnetic field for most of each month and has a negligible atmosphere, allowing solar wind particles to reach the Moon's surface. The solar wind composition experiment was performed on Apollo 11, 12, 14, 15 and 16. It consisted of an aluminium foil sheet 1.4 metres by 0.3 metres that was deployed on a pole facing the Sun. This foil was exposed to the Sun for periods ranging from 77 minutes on Apollo 11 to 45 hours on Apollo 16, allowing solar wind particles to embed themselves into the foil. The foil was then returned to Earth for laboratory analysis. This allowed the chemical composition of the embedded solar wind to be determined more accurately than would be possible if the measurement were made using remotely controlled instruments on the Moon, but limited the periods at which observations could be made.
You can throw so far. You can really throw things a long way up here.
So,
Tranquility Base, this is Houston. Could we get both of you on the camera for a minute, please?
oh. Oh, I see why the cameras are now.
We might see some purple rocks. Find the purple rocks? Yep.
Yeah.
Okay, Buzz, we ready to bring down the camera? I'm all ready. I think it's 2 miles squared away in good shape. Okay.
What do I do?
I'll step out and take some of my first pictures here.
Roger, Neil, we're the contingency sample.
So that means I gotta get the purple rock. How am I gonna get the purple rock? Where are you? I had you.
Neil, this is Houston. Did you copy about the contingency sample, over?
All right, you're going to get to that just as soon as I finish these picture series.
Where is it?
Yeah, surface material powdery. I don't know how good your lens is, but if you can smudges above.
Tranquility Base, this is Houston. Could we get both of you on the camera for a minute, please?
Start to lose my balance in one direction, and recovery is quite natural and very easy.
Where's the purple rock?
You have to be careful that you're leaning in the direction you want to go, otherwise you slightly inebriated. In other words, you have to cross your foot over to stay underneath where your center of mass is.
Where is that rock? Probably blind.
Alright, you do have to be rather careful to keep track of where your center of mass is. Sometimes it takes about 2 or 3 paces to make sure that you've got your feet underneath you. And about 2 or 3 or maybe 4 easy paces can bring you to fairly
I think
smooth.
now we can go back to the ship.
Stop.
I think that's what they want us to do. So I'm now gonna go back to the ship. So we're gonna leave. Say goodbye, Moon. I'm just gonna jump real quick. Okay. Leave the surface.
Tranquility Base, Houston. Roger, go ahead. Roger, our guidance recommendation is pings, and you're cleared for takeoff. Roger, understand. We're number 1 on the runway. Roger.
Let's see. Bum 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 ba-dum. 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 Bum bum bum. Guys, that wasn't there, was it? Okay, it wasn't.
Beautiful. 26, 36 feet per second up. 5 to the pitch over. Very smooth. Balance jump along. Very quiet ride. There's that one crater on there. Thousand feet high, 80 feet per second vertical rise. Here you go, Houston. Request manual start override. Roger. 2,600 feet altitude. Here you go, Houston. You're looking good to us.
"44 hours after leaving the lunar surface and at a speed of 36,000 feet." Aw.
Houston, we got the service module calling by.
Roger, thank you.
And it's rotating just like it should be. Thrusters are firing. nautical miles high, velocity 33,000 feet per second. Houston, we'll have you for about 3-4 minutes through Redstone and then pick you up after blackout through Orion. Roger. Guidance reports Apollo 11 right down the middle of the corridor. 11 Houston, you're going over the hill there shortly. You're looking mighty fine to us. See you later.
I believe that this nation should commit itself to achieving the goal, before this decade is out, of landing a man on the moon and returning him safely to the Earth. No single space project in this period will be more impressive to mankind or more important for the long-range exploration of space, and none will be so difficult or expensive to accomplish.
Apollo 11, Houston, through Orion. Apollo 11, Houston, and the blind air boss has a visual contact. Apollo 11, Houston, standing by for your disk reading, over. Apollo 11, this is Hornet, over. Apollo 1, this is Apollo, read the last clear. Position 1330, 16915. Aircraft reports visual with 3 full tubes. Condition of crew, over. Condition of crew, 3,500 feet on the way down. 11 is Hornet, copy. 11 Hornet, what's your splash down there, over? Okay, our space down here is our latitude, 1330, 16 knots, 15. That's, okay, Hornet, Apollo 11, there's guys. Right, don't shoot.
Is it done? Oh, I guess it's done. Okay, well, bye everyone. This was Apollo 11. It's pretty fun. Yeah. Purple rock.